What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As some of you already know, my name's Charles, owner of mXrevival and mXrevival.com. And today I have my work cut out for me. Our 2003 CR250 build T1000 is looking so badass, but the airbox and the gas tank, they are not quite as badass. I need to reuse these parts. They're a little scuffed up. They're definitely very used, and they're not looking so hot. So in today's video, one of many things we'll cover, I actually want to try and polish them and buff them back up. See if I can bring back a little color, a little gloss. I'm going to try a couple different things, and hopefully the results are great so you guys can try it at home as well. So far, the things I purchased have been extremely cheap, so that will be great. I'll be sure to link everything down below as usual. So if you guys don't mind dropping an early like today, and if you guys like bike building in general, you may as well just subscribe. Now, there are already several videos floating around the internet about polishing plastic and bringing them back up to snuff, usually with a really coarse grit sandpaper and working your way back up finer and finer and finer until finally you can buff and polish the plastic to a like new finish. But today's method will be a little bit different. I actually found a few products that I thought were really interesting and that would be applicable to most guys that don't want to go through the sandpaper method, bust out their granddad's old DA sander and let the plastic shavings fly. I've never actually done the sanding method, though it does look pretty cool, and I'm not quite willing to chance it on our magazine build for the very first time, so I will give that a shot someday. But today is not that day. So hopefully you guys find this valuable. Hopefully it works. And if it does work, I have some other great ideas as to what to try it on. Now, if you missed a previous video on how I actually got all the gunk off of this airbox, it was absolutely foul, then I'll go ahead and link that in the description below. It had really bad dirt deposits sort of embedded in the rubber, which is really typical of these older bikes. And it doesn't really come out very easily. I stumbled upon a great way to actually remove the dirt with minimal scrubbing. And so check that video out when you have some free time. I think you'll really enjoy it. But now that this sucker's clean, we're on to step 2. We're going to try and bring up the shine. You guys may have seen the post on Instagram where I brought some old YZ blue plastics back to life. You guys can use heat for that, so we're going to try that on the airbox today. I'm not sure if it's going to work very well. It works great on blue plastics when you get those white marks from bends or crashes. So that's one of 2 methods I'll try today. The other will be a series of buffing and polishing compounds. We're also going to jump into our revived seat from Traction MX. You guys remember how absolutely hammered the old seat was? It was sacked out, dirty, cracked, torn, the foam was blown out. And I also owe you guys a front fender install. What we're doing is using the Prime MX front end Restyle kit on our 03 CR250 and using CR250 plastics, front number plate and fender from the 2020 year. I think you guys already know that I love the Prime MX front end Restyle kit, but this is the first time I've had a chance to use the aluminum plate that helps you drill the holes in your front fender on the 2020 fender to get it to fit your older Hondas. If I remember correctly, it used to be a sticker, so this is pretty cool. All you have to do is take the aluminum plate and snap it into the new 2020 fender. Once you've done this, it acts as a template for you to drill your new holes. You just need a 3/8 drill bit and get to work with that drill. The fact that Cameron includes an aluminum plate instead of just a sticker is awesome, because not only is it something you can keep and re-drill all your future fenders as you replace your plastics, but he really doesn't need to go the extra mile to do that. So kudos to you, Cameron, once again. Really cool that you include this part in the kit. All right, guys, here we are on the bench, and you know what? Some of these scratches really are calling for Granddad's old DA sander. This area in particular is much worse than the other side. Very white, very hazy. Right side of the bike, not quite as bad, so hopefully that cleans up pretty easily. We also need to do the fuel tank. The top of the tank here is the only real visible part. We'll focus on that. Not too concerned about the rest of it. Something I could kind of clean up with soap and water and of course some SC1. The top though, I would like to get a little more gloss out of that. God damn, that stinks. Alright, so here's a quick product overview. These are some pads I found on Amazon. I looked at a bunch of different ones. They're all pretty much the same. Each different pad is for a different part of the polishing process. I'm going to go ahead and crack these open and see what's what. I think it's basically comes down to how firm each piece of foam is in regards to the other one. Also picked up some cheap microfiber towels. When you're wiping off the compound of your plastics, you kind of want to keep from scratching things. And these are the compounds I ended up wanting to try that I found on Amazon. I'll link all this stuff below for you guys. If they work out, and hopefully they do, you'll be able to pick some up. It's also worth mentioning that I found these on Amazon in larger quantities. So thankfully I noticed these were 2-ounce bottles each, whereas there was a much larger bottle, and I almost ordered those on accident. I would have been left with a bunch of bottles of crap that may or may not work, but either way, this is the appropriate size, I think, for what we're doing. Additionally, I had hoped to use this bad boy on my air compressor to do the buffing, but I'm not sure the shank size on the buffing pads I got will fit into this chuck here. I think they're too big. So in that case, if we can't get away with it, go ahead and get yourself a drill motor, which is actually much more common for you guys to have at home anyways, and we'll give it a shot both ways. All right, I want to see if those shanks fit inside of the air compressor tool. and it's not looking good. So drill motor it is. Kit comes with the shank for the drill, a couple of these Velcro base plates that your pads actually adhere to, so cool you get 2 of them. Now when feeling these out, as I go up the line here, they're just getting softer and softer and less dense. So I can only imagine the more firm pads have a better cut. Then you get all the way down to these little foo-foo wool pads down here that would actually also make great nipple warmers. Anyways, we got our drill, we got our nipple warmers, we got our thick pad here, and there goes that. Now I can only assume these go in steps 1, 2, and 3, but just to make sure they are not in reverse, which they are. 3, heavy scratch remover. 2, fine scratch remover. 1, plastic clean and shine. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use the coarse or more firm pads for step 3, and with each number I'm gonna go to a softer foam pad. All right, so step 3 says test in an inconspicuous area. We're not gonna do that. We're men, we don't follow directions. So anyways, let's huff some of that old gas and just try this out in a very conspicuous area, I might add. All right, novice number 3. Don't let me down here getting a shit review. Wipe some of that around. All right, got some of that smeared in there. See what you got, novice. Guys, I have the drill on a really low speed. You don't want to get the plastic too hot or disintegrate the pad. Look at that shine, guys. I'm on the most coarse pad and step 1 of 3 in the polishing process. I think we're already making pretty good headway. All right, so that's step 1. I'm gonna try and wipe this off, but I think it's working, guys. What do you think about that? A little more hazy up front. I think I spent a little more time kind of in the back. Yeah, the back looks a lot more glossy. Man, I'm really curious now to see how good we can get this. Okay, so that's step 3, the super coarse step all rubbed off. It looks so good already. Little hazy there. I might have to spend some more time there and see. Probably a little better. Yeah, I should probably spend some more time up in the front, but damn, what a difference. I think it's already better than stock if you were to buy this showroom new. Can't wait to see what those other steps do. All right, step 2, this is the medium grit, I guess you could say. If a girl ever tries to give you a hand job like this, run. Another tip, I had this thing sort of off center, so it was oblong and egg shaping a little bit, kind of like that. So make sure you put it as in the center as you can. Much better. Now this appears to be the softer foam. 1 step up, still pretty firm, but not as firm as the white one we were just using. And then I have these egg crate types in there also that are even softer than the 3 stages of foam that are not egg shaped, or egg crate shaped, I guess. Any of you guys ever slept on one of these when you were a kid? All right, I'm gonna use a different new microfiber for step 2 so I don't accidentally reapply step 3 to the tank. Here is step 2. It's different color, different consistency. Smear that around. There goes nothing. Guys, this is only halfway through step 2. What? You have to try this. I'm in for like 20, 30 bucks, something like that, something really low. If you could kind of see, I still haven't done up here, still hazy, but that there, it even feels really good. It feels really smooth. I've kind of done this area here and this back lip just a little bit. Step 2, step 3, which is effectively step 1. Huge difference, and even step 1 was way better than how it was when we started. All right, let's wipe step 2 off of here real quick. Guys, this is making a huge difference. You gotta try it. One thing I noticed was it's really nice to do this at a bench where I can sort of sit the drill or the battery of the drill on my leg or knee and kind of keep from holding it up in the air. Kind of tires your arm out, tires your wrist out. So if you have something you can brace the tank and or the tool you're using against, it's really helpful. So nice. That area up front, it's getting better, but it's still, I think it's a little more rough in like the mold, the way the plastic was made, than the back, which is fine. I'd rather have it that way because you don't see this as much on the bike. You do see the sides and in front of the seat more when you're sitting or in photos or anything like that, so pretty badass. We're not even done. Plastic, clean, and shine. Now I'm gonna try this on a couple different pads. I'm gonna try it on a really soft pad, and I'm gonna go ahead and try it on one of your mom's nipple covers here. I've also gone away from applying it to the microfiber first because I'm kind of just dirtying up towels. If you dab it really lightly, right on the part, and then you start real slow, low RPM, and you don't fling it everywhere, it's just fine. So really it's just like waxing a car. Oh, this stuff is like super liquidy. It's kind of running everywhere already. I might just put some of this directly into the pad rather than on the plastic. It's just sort of sliding off of here too. So this is by far the most wasteful bottle of stuff. Doesn't stick to the part like the others. Okay guys, I spent about 5 minutes here with step one. It's very liquidy, and now I don't know if it was a combination of the soft pad and this liquid or just the soft pad by itself, but we brought this thing up one more notch in the shine department and I'm impressed. I'm not even going to use the little blue egg crate pad. This is a wrap. My drill battery just died. I'll have to slap another one in, but I think it died at the perfect time, so check this out. Yeah dude, you're not going to be upset with that sticking out the top of your bike, so super happy with it. Definitely more than I thought I was going to get out of this quick little, seemingly cheap, potentially useless trick, and I am impressed with that. Definitely not upset at all. Now we're gonna try it on this bad boy. I think we're gonna have some good results. I'm not terribly concerned about the scratches. They are hazy, but they're not crazy deep where graphics aren't gonna finish off the job. Let's look at that one more time. Damn. Nice. Okay, so this stuff, absolutely amazing. Didn't expect it to be that good. Another thing I thought would be really cool to try this stuff on is your dirt bike helmet. I don't think it would work very good on matte, but something with a gloss to it. If it's been a little bit yellowed over time, I think this stuff would work amazing on your helmet, make it look new again. Of course, that's not an excuse to run an old ready helmet that you smashed your head into the ground with, but if you have a good helmet, I think it's worth a try. So the next step for this thing will be to get it cleaned up the rest of the way, give it a nice bath, get the rest of the dirt off the bottom of it, any residue left behind from the job I just did. And for the rest of the tank, because it's not gonna look quite as good as the top, the visible part of the tank, certainly no need to worry, sweetheart. Let me introduce you to my friend Maxima SC1. Done deal. This stuff is great. It makes old crap look new again, so underneath the tank, all the parts you can't really see, they'll still look really great. It's like a baby's ass. And of course, I'm not one of those dudes with a bunch of free time, so rather than spending a small eternity polishing the cap, go ahead and slap a new one on there. Honda OEM, comes with the hose and the little grommet, 30 bucks, Rocky Mountain, we're dialed. Too funny, the tank looks better than the cap. All right, so the buffing trick worked way better than expected. I'm actually a little hesitant now to try and use the heat trick, since I know the buffing trick is a surefire thing. You know, something else I really enjoyed about the buffing trick was that it satisfied that instant gratification urge we all get. That probably took me about 25 to 30 minutes to do all that, including filming. Thanks, Novus. And it worked instantly. At any rate, now it's time for old Bess here. She is tore up. I got an idea. We'll try the heat trick right behind where the mud flap attaches to the airbox. That way, no one will see it if I melt a big fat hole in it. Who the hell passes up a good opportunity to play with fire? Let's see, it's slowly starting to sort of fade away. Can you guys see that? Shine is gradually leaving. So not quite as good as the blue Yamaha stuff as it cools off, but still looks a little more even than when I started a second ago. Just stick to the buffing wheel. Get one last good look at this sucker, because the next time you see it, I think you already know how it's gonna look. Guys, I totally forgot about the titty cover. Oh, just when you thought it couldn't get any better. All right, so don't forget the titty cover. Jeez. Guys, I am so glad I didn't forget this step. It went up a whole nother level. Say goodbye. A little bit of step two. Nothing done over here. Alright, so we've gone through the same process on this side as we did the tank, and as you can see, and as mentioned earlier, this piece probably did need Granddad's DA sander because it has way worse scratching and gouging than the tank. So tank came out really great, but it didn't have deep gouges like this guy here. So I am okay with this. We're putting decals over it. It'll at least have a much nicer home for decals to be landed on. This actually looked really great. This is not an area that gets tons of scratches either, so this will be revealed, and this will look really nice when the bike is done. Ultimately, not as satisfying as the tank, but if you guys want to see something truly amazing, I know a guy that can take plastic like that, and that would be like an appetizer for him. He can take plastic that damn near has holes through it, and restored the stuff to way better than in brand new packaging type plastic. We're talking like absolute glass. His name is Phil Cox. He owns a, yes, his name is Phil Cox. He owns a plastic company called Plastic Renovations. I call him Uncle Phil. I want you guys to check out his Instagram. It's unbelievable, like truly unbelievable, world-renowned plastic refinishing. He's been involved in some of the craziest motorcycle projects you could even imagine. Things like this, when the sanding comes into play, and I don't know his exact methods, but the sanding is beyond my current scope of knowledge, so I wanted to try this buffing trick with you guys today. I think it came out pretty good, all things considered, especially considering the amount of time and money we put into it. So when you put that amount of time and that amount of money, which was very little in our case today, into something, the result is usually on par with how much time and money you spent. So in our case, I'd say we got a really good value on the tank, and we got what we paid for on the airbox. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed that. It's time to move on to the next phase of our build. We'll go ahead and get this airbox and subframe fitted back up to the bike, and then we're gonna take a look at that badass seat from Pete at Traction MX. Okay, are you guys ready to see that seat from Traction MX? I got it over here on the bench in a box. It just showed up. Of course, you guys know I love to wait to open things until I can do it with you, so let's tear into that box and see what Pete sent us. All right, if you guys have been watching for any length of time, then you already know the last seat was just decimated. So, let's see. Oh, looking good already. Pete hooked us up with some brand new seat foam. Ooh, yes. You guys like that custom colored stitching to match the vapor blasted look? Dude, Pete killed it. Guys, I just sent this off to Pete. I kind of let him know what the look of the bike was overall, and he kind of came up with this concoction all on his own. Replaced the seat foam. It's feeling fresh, feeling new again. Man, these ribs are perfectly straight. So pumped. I probably should have taken these off the seat pan and zinc plated them before I sent Pete the seat. Truth be told, I sent him a brand new seat once already and it was deformed right out of the box. So that's kind of how we ended up using this seat base here. So I'll try and clean those up with a wire wheel. Pete, this seat looks incredible. Dude, you did such a great job. I appreciate you being involved in the build. Next step, of course, we have to lay this on the bike. I went ahead and threw a couple of the plastics on as well so we could kind of get the full look of this thing. And I also found a pretty big problem that I'm gonna have to straighten out before we finish the bike up. So it turns out the subframe is actually pretty severely bent. One of the seat mounts is way high, the exhaust side is way low, so I need to look at that and see how I can straighten it out, or maybe I need to replace it. But for now, the seat looks absolutely amazing. Pete, you did such a great job. I love the way the ribs are. All of your work is always laser straight. I'm super pumped that you were able to help us out with some seat foam as well. I didn't actually realize you could get that stuff. So guys, if you are looking to customize your seat, you can hop on the Traction MX website. Now you also know that Pete can do seat foam for you. You can send them your seat, or you can order a cover straight off their website. Pretty cool to just have Pete handle this for us all the way. Came back completely turnkey. Everything is perfect as always with every Traction MX cover we've ever had, as is with the rest of the build team. Pete, stoked to have you on board. Guys, it's always something. This CR250 was particularly roached, a little bit more than normal bike builds, but that's okay. We get to flex a little skill set, and I'm gonna figure out how to get that thing straightened out. As you can see, the fender is cocked sideways and the mounting points for the seat are visibly lower than one another. So we'll get her dialed in, get everything to jive again, and it's the only way we're gonna get this bike looking tip top for the final reveal. Easy money. All right, so we got the subframe straightened out. Not too bad a deal. Aluminum is extremely soft. I used a little bit of heat, a little bit of aggression, a few choice swear words, and everything's a-okay. Guys, that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. The bike is looking amazing. It is so much closer. That subframe is looking good. We got it nice and straight for the most part. Everything is jiving. The seat bolts, the way the panels line up on the subframe itself. Rear fender's nice and straight now. I hope you guys give the plastic polishing trick a try. It worked really great on the tank. I'm actually impressed. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That means the world to me. And this may be the very last video I do before a reveal video, because I am so close. I still do need a few things like the pipe and the carburetor, a few miscellaneous odds and ends, but those might make for a really artsy reveal video, so we'll see. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You know I appreciate you. Until next time, shred safe, and I will see you soon.